Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about DoorDasher thinks she found a free money hack, but did she really? So every now and then, a DoorDasher will share their tips on how they save money, especially since DoorDash is one of those kinds of opportunities where you can make a lot of money, but you still have to be very smart about it. That said, this hack that she's sharing, just based on the image of the headline, I don't know if I would call that a good hack. So in this video, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we talk about on this channel is very market to market and case by case. What applies to me in my market, in her market, or any of the markets that are mentioned throughout the video may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Everyone is looking for a way to save or make money these days, and this TikToker got pretty creative. She works as a DoorDasher on the side, and she thinks she has figured out a way to make a little extra. Check it out to see what you think. Her video is very brief, and it shows her in her car with a bag of food while the song Bad As I Wanna Be is playing, with her singing along. The caption of the video explains what she did. It reads, "When I DoorDashed Chili's, but I'm the dasher and picked it up myself, so I basically tipped myself." Oh my sweet summer child, that is not at all how this works. Yeah, no kidding, this is not at all how this works. It is hilarious to me that there are so many people that have made this TikTok. This is not the first time we have seen anything like this. Some people do this in a way to where they do the TikTok hack and they live above the restaurant, or they do not tip their driver, so they go pick it up and come back. And it's wild to me that people do this regularly. Like, this is natural for them. Between the fact that you're gonna now tax the tip on yourself, the fact that any other driver could have picked this up and invalidate the entire hack and now you lost money, and the fact that the fees are being charged to you and you're not getting any of them, and the fact that there was an upcharge on that order, it just makes it worse. Maybe, and a huge maybe at that, if you did this and used like a 50% off coupon, chose not to tip, and managed to get it as a driver, and you knew it was you, maybe that's a way to save money and actually access those coupons. Even still, no. This is just going to hurt you as a driver. And don't even get me started on the gas and everything else. That's a thing in itself. She seems so happy with what she did. In the description of the video, she wrote, "I don't know if this was a win or not." I feel like she did that. You watched it back and you were like, I don't know if I did the right thing here. And no, she definitely did not. At least she knows enough to question something that seems too good to be true. Yeah, no shit. DoorDash orders are a lot more expensive than picking them up in person, and DoorDash adds a fee. Does she really think that both Chili's and DoorDash are losing money on every order? I really hope that she hasn't been doing this every day, thinking that she is saving money. Yeah, if she is doing this every single day, she is 100% losing money. And also, what if it's another driver that gets the order and it's a driver that is malicious about it? Like, they notice there's a no-tip order, and they're one of those drivers that either steals the food, gets uppity about it, or something else to that effect. And suddenly that savings hack just turns into a huge headache for trying to get your order at that point. Some people in the comments think she is right, but others know she is wrong. This person doesn't understand how DoorDash really works. Oh, this should be good. Wait, isn't this a little smart though? Because DoorDash pays you to pick up the food on top of the tip, so she kind of saves money in a way? No? Low key, what if we just say it wasn't delivered? I was thinking about this the other day. They'll deactivate the customer account and the driver account if they think that's happening. That's actually been something that people have been deactivated for. And they'll call it fraud, and in most cases when that happens, it's not actually fraud, but they consider it fraud because they suspect that of being the case. That comment, that potential is the reason why that's validated. Coupon. If you made money, then DoorDash lost money and would go out of business. Yeah, that's something that most people don't think about. DoorDash isn't exactly in the business of losing money. Yeah, they are a very large corporation and not quote unquote profitable, but their revenue is still insane. And the fact that most of their spending goes into advertising proves that it is more than just DoorDash being DoorDash, you know? They can profit if they dialed down the advertising at this point, but why would they? You literally do not make money off DoorDash. What? I wouldn't say not make money at all, but that feels less like a critique on the hack and more like a hate comment towards people who happen to be gig workers. Here's a commenter trying to explain it, but others just don't get it. You lose in this situation because you are still paying for a delivery fee. She picked it up. There are no delivery fee. Just because she picked it up, that doesn't mean there wasn't a delivery fee. That just means that she paid him the delivery fee and got the base pay, which is not always the same. When she placed the order, there's a delivery fee. She just picked it up as a driver. She has a Dash account, so she picked it up under her driver account and placed it as a customer account. So she still technically paid the delivery fee. You need help. Why is the last comment in all of these threads just something mean or stupid towards everybody else? It looks like that comment is just a bait for somebody to pick a fight. Like, come on. This would be a much smarter option. Wait, why not just get the food and not involve DoorDash? She could also DoorDash it, but use pickup, which takes away a delivery fees, lol. The only reason why I could imagine the other way working better is if they use a coupon that says like, hey, 50% off, you remove the tip, and now that you know it's going around, then you could take the order that way. But I still wouldn't risk that. That's still not something I would risk personally. But it's still marked up. No, for real, it is insanely priced. It's only like $1 more. Yeah, no, sometimes it's actually more than that. Like, I was just talking about this with somebody else who marks up their price on the Uber Eats app and comparing that to their own app. Talking Tacos is a prime example of this. So one of the items I like from Talking Tacos is the loaded nachos. Don't judge, I like the nachos, okay? On their app, strictly from their application where it goes directly to the store, it's $12.99, which, okay, it's still a little steep, but I'm basing that on the idea that I don't really go out to eat a lot, and I haven't been an active takeout person for a long time. $12.99 compared to on the Uber Eats app is $17.99. So it is actually a significant amount more, and they actually add a charge on top of that for taxes and a charge for that for the delivery fee and all of these other smaller fees. So it is significant enough to be like, okay, maybe this is too much. That said, that is marked up because of the application pushing a 30% charge onto the restaurant, and the restaurant marks it higher to offset that charge. That's not simply because of DoorDash upcharging you. The restaurant has to do that because they'll lose money otherwise. I admire the hustle, but she is losing out on this one, I'm pretty sure. I guarantee it in 99% of the cases. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. And you pay me. There you go. Look, I'm not the brightest knife in the crayon box, but I know a bad deal when I see one. And if you think that you're saving money in the way that would actually save you money here, you wouldn't be trying to work with DoorDash at all. In fact, you probably wouldn't be going out to eat at all. Heck, Chili's is probably one of those places I would never go to at this point. Like, just going through their application, right? One of the items I absolutely loved in Chili's is the Southwestern egg rolls. Easily my personal favorite item on their menu. And you know how much that thing costs now? This used to be one of my favorite items. I would squint my eyes at it because it was really high priced, but I was okay with it because it was my favorite and the portions at least made sense. $14.79 now. I feel like that's doubled since the last time I saw it. So I'm never having Southwestern egg rolls from Chili's ever again, at least not in this way. I feel like I want to find the recipe for this though and figure it out for myself. Not the point. The point is, if you want to get takeout, there are better ways to save money. If you want to save money on meals, there are better ways to accomplish that. One of the things I'm doing is actually cooking for myself more often. I've been making pasta for myself and I get the protein plus pasta, some sauce from Rouse, and mix in some stuff to make a pretty spicy arrabbiata sauce and mix in some vegetables while I'm at it. Not to pat myself too hard on the back, but I enjoy that. I enjoy making my own meals. Say what you will about that, that's me. And this isn't the first time that I've seen this hack get around. Like, I've made videos on this hack before. It's just never gonna be something that people are actually gonna make money on or really save money in this case. Do yourself a favor, if you're looking for money-saving hacks, just find a different method. Something that doesn't involve DoorDash at all, if you're gonna go that way, because DoorDash in itself is a luxury service. You don't order on DoorDash to save money, you order on DoorDash to have the luxury of convenience, which in itself is going to be more expensive. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe. Check out my website, drivenwild.com, to learn more about a lot of the gig platforms and services we have talked about and are offering to gig workers and other service providers today. And if you guys would like to stay on the cutting edge of what's happening in the gig economy today, make sure to check out my other channel, the Gone Wild Live Clips and Podcast, where we take the live streams we hold on YouTube and Rumble and cut them down to more digestible clips and have them posted there. Also, check out our Patreon for exclusive clips, full live stream replays, and other resources available for gig workers and self-employed individuals looking to grow in the gig economy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.